Hi there, this is your friend Anna, and the question that I've been getting the most from all of my friends is, what are we wearing? This age-old question isn't just about choosing an outfit, it's about choosing how we present ourselves to the world. I created the I Want Her Shoes podcast to dive deep into what it means to dress with intention, whether you're heading to a council meeting or just having a casual day out with your family. Join the conversation as we explore the power of personal style and the decisions that shape our public personas. Put on your favorite pair of shoes and step into my closet. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump in. Welcome back to the I Want Her Shoes podcast, where we talk in the stiletto sneakers and unapologetic truths of women, rewriting the rules of power, presence, and purpose. I'm your host, Anna, and today's guest is about to flip the script on one of the most important and misunderstood aspects of our lives, which is sexual wellness. Me, Dr. Mindy, a doctor of human sexuality, licensed mental health counselor, board-certified sex therapist, and hypnotherapist, too, which is awesome, and founder of Insight Counseling Center Miami, a boutique concierge therapy practice helping individuals and couples live their best sex life, which is super important and with confidence, clarity, and also connection. From her nationally recognized podcast, Melinda in Miami, to her private practice and keynote speaking, Dr. Mindy is changing the conversation around intimacy, desire, and relationship health. And with both science and soul, which is an amazing mix. Whether you're navigating disconnection or desire discrepancy, or rediscovering your sexual self after trauma, transition, or even having kids, right? Like anything like that. Dr. Mindy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So nice to have you here.
So nice to be in this amazing closet.
Thank you.
I love all these shoes. It's so shiny.
I could see you wearing all of them. So.
I'd love to.
And let's go dive right in by learning more about you. Like, where did you grow up? What brought you to Miami? And how did you get into, like, being a sex therapist?
Sure. I think it was part of my calling. I'm a huge believer in that our career is really a part of who we are. We kind of just fall into that. And for me, I was your friend that was like, tell me about your crush.
Yes.
And I would be like, tell me about your parents. Like, that really just was natural.
So you really
to me.
wanted to know and learn about the stories.
Yeah, and as a kid, that was probably slightly alarming to my friends. But I just kind of fell into psychology, and I moved to Miami to go to the University of Miami. After that, I opened a concierge practice in Brickell. Awesome. And I loved it. I was working with beautiful, professional, amazing people. But almost all of my clients in a 2-year span, it came down to relationship issues and sexual challenges. And I was sitting across from them saying, I don't know clinically how to help you. So that's when I went back for my PhD in human sexuality. And then once I opened up my practice as a sexologist, doctor of sexology, people really started coming in because there's actually a huge need and there's not very many sex therapists.
Right. And why is sex still so hard to talk about? Yes, still. I feel like in America, in the States, more than other places, because I come from Europe, and like when I would go to Europe, I would see a lot more nudity, a lot more like open conversations about sex. Like here, I feel like people still, even today, like are scared to talk about it.
Yeah, and it's worse in America than most places in the world. And I have to be honest, it's hard for me still to talk about sex. My dad doesn't even know what I do. Still.
Right.
Like, so I think the taboo and the stigma is really true for a lot of people, and we're making our way there. You know, we brought in holistic health, where we brought in sexual health, and we're opening the conversation now.
I think that's great. And you've said that sexual challenges are often the first signs something deeper is like going on, right? So what patterns do you see most often in the women and couples you work with?
So I primarily work with people in Miami, in the heart of Miami. And I would have to say the number one reason anyone calls me is because they're not having sex. So you get a lot of couples who have it's just faded away, and they don't necessarily know why or can pinpoint why. So that's something that is really prevalent. And then the other one, young men are struggling today more than I've ever seen. And there is performance anxiety in these young 20-year-old men. And they are coming in because they are avoiding sex because of the pressures that they're feeling are put on them by society.
Wow. I didn't even know about the young men. That's not surprising because there's a big porn, like OnlyFans culture here. And in Miami, especially.
Especially in Miami. And that is another reason people call me too, is one of the hot topics would probably be the porn addiction. But the most released people are not having sex.
Yeah, definitely not drinking, not having sex. I know. Nothing. Oh, what are you guys doing then?
Miami's actually very healthy.
Yes, pretty much. And you've built such a successful concierge style therapy model that blends talk therapy with clinical sexology and even hypnosis.
Yes.
Why that mix, and how does it help unlock deeper healing for us?
It really does. So when someone comes to me and they're saying, you know what, my libido is down, or I'm not able to achieve an erection, we have exercises that we can teach you to help you, but your sex drive, and I say your feeling of being sexy or your ability to engage in sex is related to your unconscious mind. There's typically something going on that we have buried from our childhood, from the societal messages that we grew up with. And so maybe we're not thinking about them consciously, and so we can't connect the dots, but hypnotherapy can access that unconscious mind. So I primarily use it for anyone who is struggling with ED. It's extremely helpful in reaching those messages.
And fixing too, right?
It's extremely effective.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I've never actually had hypnosis, but I've heard, that great things if you know how to do it correctly, right?
If you like to relax, if you like to lay down and relax, you can come to me.
Love it. Love that. And you work with women navigating everything from low libido to infidelity to trauma. Mm-hmm. What does empowerment really look like in the realm of intimacy?
That one's hard because I think there are different ways that we can have empowerment. I think women right now struggle with, you have to look at generational swings. So back it up a little bit because I think this is a really hot topic that a lot of magazines have been asking me to write about lately, is why are these generations so different? So you have your boomer generation who is very conservative. Then you have our generation where, we have that millennial side, plus or minus, and we took it a whole nother swing. So a lot of millennials kind of went crazy, but you have people in the middle who really do struggle with, where is my balance? I see my friends maybe over here, but my parents taught me this over here, and that creates that shame that really holds us in. So for a lot of women, that decreases their libido. They're afraid to maybe explore their sexuality.
That's interesting. So if you actually think about it, it could actually cause the effect to have lower libido.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you can even see it probably in fashion too, right? People maybe want to dress a certain way that really calls attention or sends a bold message, but there's a little bit of that hesitation. Yep. It's the same with our sexuality.
Yeah, no, that's very interesting that you compare the two of those. And now let's talk a little bit about fashion. You always show up in style. Today, I love the white suit and poised, powerful, and feminine. How does fashion play in your role in confidence and how you talk to others and hold space for others as well?
What you wear is everything. So for me, it's whatever your fashion is. When I was growing up, my mom was so strict that I was never allowed to wear sweatpants. I had to wear dresses to school because she was a teacher, and she was if you show up in sweatpants, you're more likely to maybe slouch or be tired. But if you show up in something that you arrive in, your brain is more active. You feel more confident in yourself.
Yeah, you know what I just read, and I don't know if it's true, but it said that people that wear makeup make 40% more money than people that don't. Like, I feel like that goes back to your also like caring about what you're wearing and like how you present yourself. Maybe not even makeup, but just like, you know,
the
like,
time in.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Like, it's almost like just that self-care. And it really does make you feel differently. I think if you're wearing something that's maybe dirty or you're not super comfortable in, you're a little bit more reserved.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I think, does that kind of correlate to like people's sex drives and like, because I definitely like how they dress and such. Like,
yeah. And let's be real. So, like, pandemic hit and we went yoga pants.
Yeah. Yes, everybody.
We went no makeup yoga pant, but pandemic was when I saw everything switch where people stopped having sex, actually. And maybe that is a piece of it because they're really, especially for women, I think we go into survival mode. So if you're working and you're taking care of a house and you have kids, that's a lot of
Sex
stuff.
is like kind of on the back burner.
You're hitting the
It's
pillow
true, yeah.
and you're
You're
tired.
like, I don't really feel like doing it.
Yeah. And you're probably just tired or maybe like you didn't shower that day. So there's just everyday real reasons as why you just don't want to have sex. And I tell my clients there's nothing wrong with your libido if that's what's happening. We fix what's going on here every day because there's not, your libido is just reacting to how it should.
Yes, that makes sense. And you talk about shame. So let's talk a little bit about that because I feel like that's everywhere and that's such an important topic. Where does it show up the most? I think for women, since, you know, this is mostly for women, and how do you help clients move through it? Especially when it's been like really generational, because I feel like, I mean, I have that stuff, right? Like I feel like we all have something, no matter how great your parents were, like you can't be perfect.
Yeah, and I tell my clients too, because they always come in, they're like a little bit afraid that I'm going to go totally Freudian on them and go into their childhood. And I say, it's not just your parents, right? That they're just a factor. It was happening in the society at that time. You know, what were your teachers doing? What was happening in any religion you were? What were your friends doing? So it really is this whole arching piece, but I think today I see shame in men and women because of the societal pressures, especially in Miami. So for a lot of women, there is shame of, I should be wanting more sex. I should be feeling sexual. I should be doing this.
Your man's gonna go get sex somewhere else.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, I've been told that too. Like, I've been told it by older women, like, yeah, like, if you're not having sex with your husband, they're gonna, like, go get it somewhere else.
People ask me all the time.
Like, I'm like, I don't have those problems. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
everyone's like, how many times should we be having sex per week? I'm like, there is no number. And people don't cheat because of the sex. Like, that is
exactly. Well, let's talk maybe a little bit about that, because I think a lot of people do think that it is because of the sex.
They do.
But it's not. It's about emotional connection.
Yeah, I have so many clients that come in and they'll be like, but we have sex 4 times a week. Why is my partner having an affair? I'm like, yes, it doesn't matter how good the sex is, how many times you're having it. People have affairs to serve a need that is typically outside of sex.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a really great point.
But again, shame, right? It's very shame-based of, I should be having more sex.
And actually admitting that, like, you know.
It's a hard one to swallow.
Yeah.
It is.
And as a sex therapist and wellness advocate, how do you view the relationship between how we dress and how we feel like outside of the sex part?
I always say your foreplay starts the moment you open your eyes in the morning.
Yes, I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, yes, for sure.
So everything you choose to do is going to impact your libido. So if you come in this gorgeous closet, and I have to tell you guys, it really is a gorgeous closet. Like, you're going to come in here and you're going to feel a type of way, and hopefully it's a good way. And you come in and you kind of ignite that inner sexy. Right? So now you're sending positive messages to your libidos, and then you're putting on a fabulous outfit and getting ready. And that's one way people feel sexy. And I think that's a very surface level way. Then people start to realize, okay, I got to do a little bit more than just makeup. And then we find other activities or body movements or music that make us feel sexy. Or it goes the other way. Maybe you're changing diapers or you're cleaning the house. Those things are really taxing on our mental health. And your libido is the first thing to go. That's true, for sure. And what about your own view of sex, desire, and connection? And how has that evolved as you've grown professionally and personally? I think before my PhD program, I had no idea what I was walking into. I learned a lot. I think even being in this field, you kind of realize how much we don't learn.
Right.
You know?
Or how much people just don't talk, like, they just don't talk about it. Like,
They don't
who's
talk
going to talk
about
to you
it.
about it? Your parents are not going to talk to you about it, right? Like, your friends don't only know so much, right? Like,
Right.
we know all together of what we know, right? So
And again, like, generationally, my mom didn't talk to me about sex.
Yeah,
and I think
we
I
didn't
would have
have
been
TikTok.
so awkward and
Or-
out
yeah.
anyway. Like, and now with my son, I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to...
How early do you start?
Ah.
Oh my god, that's another question that I feel like we probably all think about, but like we're afraid to ask.
You know, I've already started, because he's 2 going on 3, I've already kind of started like age appropriate talks about like, these are your private parts, right? Like, these are your private parts, these are the people that are only allowed to touch your private parts, right? And then when we like get into the age appropriate talk about sex, even before that, you really are going to hit the porn conversation, which I
Right.
say you start that at 8 or 9.
All right. Okay, so I still have a couple of years.
But it comes
my
like this. Everyone's a little bit shocked at how young that is. But if you don't bring it up first and they see it, it's really hard to know that they could be watching it. I mean, they're kids. It's stimulating to their brain.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this is kind of exciting.
Yeah, they have no idea, like, the damage that could be happening.
Yeah, well, that's a great answer, and I think it's a very useful answer for all the moms out there. And you've built not just a practice, but a community, including founding Miami Mastermind for Therapists, which is so cool. Why was building that safe space so important here?
When being a therapist can feel a little bit alone, you know?
Yeah, because you're not with a team, really, right? Like, you kind of are just by yourself with seeing clients.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you talk to people all day, but nobody asks you how you are, because it's not what you're there for, right? I don't share with my clients anything. So I love to talk. Like, I really wanted a space where we could talk, and you know, it kind of became a community for emotional strength for a therapist, but it also became a referral source as well. But honestly,
Love that.
I think it's more the emotional support that we have for each other.
Yeah, no, and that's super important. I think, especially in the age of AI, community is really, really key. And the last question I have for you is, what about AI and actually talking to ChatGPT and those kind of platforms about your sex and like getting advice, or, you know, like using it as a therapist for your sex life? Is that a good idea? Or like, how should you approach that? Because I think a lot of younger people actually are doing that.
They are. And even my clients will be like, Mindy, you weren't available. And
So I
went on
like-
ChatGPT. I'm like, well, tell me about your experience. And it was really helpful for like journal prompts and like coping skills in the moment. But if you get poor sex advice, that follows you.
Oh.
Right? So if you start a pattern in your sex life that's harmful, it's really hard to undo that. So it's kind of just, what if ChatGPT gives you the wrong information on how to amp up your libido or overcome erectile dysfunction, you could be going down a really rough path.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, you know, for some coping skills or journal prompts and stuff, why not?
Yeah, I think it's there for a reason, right? To help us get better.
I use it to help run my practice.
Yeah, I mean, I use it too. And now I was going to ask you, did you bring a pair of shoes?
Of course I
Yes,
did.
all right.
Okay.
Let's check those out.
I did. Hang on.
All right, so bring them up here, and then we can, oh my gosh, these are so
Okay.
beautiful.
They say sex.
Of course they do. Okay, guys, look at this. These are Louboutins and red bottoms, and they're like, well, just like the classic pump that says sex, because Dr. Mindy, this is perfect to tell us the story.
Well, I felt that you asked to bring a pair of shoes that kind of sent a message. And, well, I think in my industry too, is it was hard for me to fight stigma. What I'm really trying to do through my sponsorships, through my writing, through just my practice, is know that there is a place where you can talk and learn about sex, and know that, like, everybody is struggling.
Having it and
Struggling with it.
You know, maybe not having it, you know, like scared to have it, everything. Right?
So at first I was a little scared to wear these shoes. Like, I'm telling you, the stigma can be
You
real.
even as
Yes.
A sexologist?
So I only wore them to work events. I don't know if they're work appropriate, but when you're a sexologist, I guess they're work appropriate. And then eventually I was like, you know what, I'm just going to wear them out. And I think it took a little bit of guts to wear them out.
But I feel like you have to kind of, you're not even sure what it says at first, right? So
yeah, exactly.
you have to really look at your feet. So people that are looking, they're interested in feet and sex, probably. Well, where did you get them? Did you just buy, like, come across them? Some, like, did you go to the store or?
I got them at the store.
Perfect. Yeah, and I'm sure. Yeah, like, again, I think you have to go see those in person and be like, yes, like I need those.
I didn't even know they existed.
Yeah.
Then I was like, yeah, I guess I gotta have them.
Well, let's do this little cool this or that quick fire round.
Oh, I love this. Okay.
Yes. Leather or lace?
Leather.
Yes. Heels in the bedroom or barefoot by the beach?
Heels in the bedroom.
Yes.
The sex heels.
Those are perfect for the bedroom too, right? Podcast mic or therapy coach?
Podcast mic.
Tantric slow burn or spontaneous quickie?
Ooh, tantric.
Yeah, I have to learn more about that. I don't know anything about that.
There's like a 1,000-page book, but
Wow.
it's a little bit overwhelming.
Hypnosis or journaling?
Hypnosis.
Satin slip dress or matching lingerie set?
Ooh, matching lingerie.
Miami Nights or Napa Retreat?
Miami Nights.
Always.
Always. We live in the best city.
We do. Desire decoded or emotion explored?
Emotion explored.
Yes, I like that. Talk therapy or touch therapy or both?
Talk therapy. I am only a talk therapist.
Yes.
Sometimes I have to kind of reiterate that.
Yeah, well, I feel like touch therapy would be like for couples to do.
Sure.
To each other, right? Like,
and how fun would that be?
yeah. Unfiltered honesty or mysterious allure?
Unfiltered honesty.
Yes, always.
A part of my nature.
Well, Dr. Mindy, thank you for being the voice and the
you.
heart behind so many breakthroughs. And your work reminds us that intimacy is not just physical, it's emotional and spiritual and very deeply human. And you're helping people heal the disconnect between their mind and body and fall in love with themselves all over again, which is so beautiful.
Just trying to help people live their best sex life.
And to all of our listeners, if you're ever struggling to feel seen, safe, or sensual in your own skin, this conversation is your permission to slip to begin again and put on those sexy shoes and the lingerie, So follow Dr. Mindy on her podcast, Melinda in Miami. Check out Inside Counseling Center Miami. And know that pleasure, healing, and connection are not luxuries. They're part of your wholeness. And until next time, live furiously, live fully, and remember, the most powerful thing you can wear is your truth. Cheers.
Cheers.